Splendid evening. Thank you for joining us. Dear friends, some of you who are new to meditation, especially this heartfulness, we like to demystify the esoteric approach of meditation. See? There is so much of notes, values attached to meditation as something that belongs to a cult, something that belongs to the Eastern world, something that belongs to a person who is failing in life and likes to have some stress reduction. Nothing of this sort. Just as body demands, needs exercise, so is our mind. Take meditation as a mental exercise. When we are climbing a mountain, we are exerting ourselves against gravity in some way. When we try to maintain one particular thought in meditation, what is meditation after all? It's an art of fixing a mind on one particular idea or a thought. Single pointed attention to one idea. As such, all are meditating in some way or the other. Even a murderer, we call it premeditated murder, don't we? He also meditates in executing the ultimate plan. Here, we like to meditate upon the divine principle that governs us all. We don't know what that is. When we meditate, we assume, like in mathematics, a hypothesis that this plus this is not this, or it is this, and either at the end of this theorem, we either prove it or disprove it. So let's begin with the hypothesis that there is source of light, divinity in my heart. Through the experience, either I deny its presence or prove its presence. Simple as that. See? All systems, yoga system or religious systems, we embark upon any journey with a superficial knowledge. Most religions full of doctrines, dogmas, beliefs, knowledge. Nothing wrong with all that. It's great. It's a great baggage we carry. If someone asks, do you believe in God? Instantly children will say, oh yes, I believe in God. Even adults, even grannies, at 90 years of age, if you ask such a question to a grandma, she might even curse you. Why are you asking such a stupid question? Do you think I don't believe? But then when you ask a fundamental question, why do you believe? Then most people I have seen, they are dumbfounded. In fact, an atheist is far better, I would say, much ahead, because that person has not experienced. So knowledge, it's okay, but like the currencies which are backed by gold, it has some value. Currencies devaluates because there is no backing of gold or some such matter. Experience backs the knowledge. When I say I believe in God, but when I have the experience of that presence, then I can embellish that knowledge. I can confidently say, even when the whole world denies it. So, through spiritual practice, we transcend from religious doctrines and dogmas to something we can experience. And what better organ is there in a human system than the heart to feel that presence? So we advocate, we prescribe that let's meditate in the heart. Let's focus our attention, let us center our attention with an idea that divine source is already present in the heart. We spoil often this meditation with the baggage we carry, that divine light is full of thousands of suns. It intensifies. It is so intense you can't even see it. None of that, see. We must have an open approach, you see. Hindu would think that, oh, he is with 1,000 hands. You see. Some other religious background, people with that background would think that God is like this. And we all argue for no reason without actually having experienced this entity. So it's better to have open approach, unconditional approach, start afresh and say, okay, whatever be, I like to experience that. Now, can you have the complete experience in one session? I doubt it very much. Because this entity goes on unfolding itself as we develop our consciousness. After all, I can tolerate as much as my abilities are. If you give the knowledge to a child, he'll laugh. If you give the experience, he'll appreciate, but how much can he absorb out of this experience? As we proceed, slowly and slowly, when we are climbing a mountain, halfway through, we are almost seeing the beauty of things around below us. But much awaits when we climb the tip of the mountain. So, small steps taken, little by little, one experience after another experience after. Because the journey is infinite. If we believe that God is infinite, path is infinite, then the journey will be infinite. Every moment there will be a different experience. And experience will lead us to one day to become that. In Detroit, when we were welcome, the welcome address was, let's not seek blessings, but become blessings. I like that statement so much. It stirred my heart, actually. Instead of loving, giving love, taking love, it will be wonderful to become love. Instead of experiencing so many things, let's become that divinity that we already are. Why look for outside? It's not something that is lost. It is myself who is lost. It is myself who has to realize that presence within and everywhere. We'll try and begin with this exercise of meditating on the heart. Some of you who have been meditating for years through other practices, I would request you to recollect one of your best experiences. Make a mental note of it. This particular meditation has a very special value, not just because I say so. I would like you to experience it in your own heart. It is special because there is transmission involved. What is this transmission? I don't know. I can't tell you that. There is no secret, but it's difficult to say what it is. Some call it its energy, some call it a heavy vibration, some call it is divine love. Call what you may. It does not make any sense to me at all by giving it any particular name or giving it any quality. Idea is to experience that. See how that takes us deeper within ourselves. So when I'm addressing especially youth members in colleges, and when they ask questions, I say, compare this meditation. Let's have a placebo meditation. Meditate for 15 minutes, note your experience. Now meditate with this transmission. You are the scientist. Let your heart be the laboratory. You are the experiment yourself, and you will be the result of this experiment. You decide it. So with this spirit, I would ask you to gently close your eyes later when we say please begin. I would ask Sister Emma or someone to come up and guide us through this relaxation, and post-relaxation we'll start meditation. So Emma here. Okay. She's not around, so I'll start that. Please gently close your eyes. Wiggle your toes, see your feet are relaxed. Imagine that the energy is entering from your feet. It's oozing from the earth, entering the feet, and it's helping relax toes and the feet and ankle. Let it move upward to your lower legs and calf muscles. Your knees. Feel the detensioning, loosening of those calf muscles. Let this energy move upward in your thighs. Your hips, your backside. So the entire back relaxing. Focus your attention now on your abdominal muscles. And your chest area. Feel your shoulders melting away, becoming lighter. This energy moved to your biceps and elbow. Your wrist area and your palms. Now, let's draw our attention to neck muscles. They're loosening up, becoming relaxed. Your facial muscles are relaxing as well. Your eyelids, earlobes, forehead, top of your head. See that the entire system now is fully relaxed from top to toe. Now slowly bring your attention very softly towards the heart. think that the light within is pulling your attention inward. We remain in touch with this idea of presence of divine light in the heart until I tell you that's all. It will take about 25 to 30 minutes. Please continue meditation. So, this small exposure to heartfulness meditation. We'll have one more session tomorrow morning at 7:30, and later on we have a program in USC, and there Dr. Soni who is going to interview us. This gentleman has already interviewed Dalai Lama and Deepak Chopra and such great personalities. For us, it's such a big thing. So I like you to come and witness our big event. So you're all welcome. There we will also have one more meditation session there. Okay. Now, if you like to ask any questions, I'll welcome you. How to eliminate distractions during meditation, right? Okay. This is your first meditation. Okay. Well, it slowly happens through practice. See?
Okay. Is there any technique should we follow so that we can get into the process quickly?
Yes. What I generally use is this, that when mind is clouded with so many thoughts, I gently remind myself that I'm meditating, and it has worked often. Sometimes it's too much, really can't get rid of it. So I just sit with my open eyes for a minute or so, and then gently return back to meditation. See? It helps.
Thank you.
And even then you struggle. Get up and listen something, music, or get back to your work. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. God can always wait.
What methods would you recommend for separating the tension in my body from trying to relax my mind? Like, because I feel lots of times, like when I'm sitting up straight, like seated position, that it often will distract me. Like my body will set distractions. So in regards to that, and I know it's a similar question, but
Okay. I think one should sit comfortably. The idea of sitting erect, it's great. You can start with that position, very uptight like this. But then head should slightly bow with humility. That creates that feeling of humility, and then you submit yourself and meditate. That will help a lot. Okay. And trying to fix this, forget the body for a moment and draw your attention there. Even sometimes I have seen, while I give sittings, we meditate together like this, and I often notice people sitting on the floor with lotus position. Beyond their control, their nose would be touching the ground. And when you ask them, oh, you are doing this, oh, they're not aware of it. But this thing happens, and we try to let go of this body consciousness. We remain open to it. With that attitude we start, that whatever it be, I'm open to experience whatever it be. See? Remaining fixated, even the idea that my experience should be like this, or the idea that my mind must be absolutely thoughtless, or recollect the certain experience one might have had in retreats, for example, and you like that experience be repeated again and again, then you're attached, you're binding yourself to that experience. That meditation itself, which is going to free us into this joyful state, is going to actually bind us into one particular experience. It becomes a prison. Just as people with fixated ideas about God, dogmas and doctrines, they remain fixated on their ideas. Likewise, meditators, they get trapped in their own experience and say it has to be like this. No, it must be fluid and dynamic on this infinite path. Journey is infinite, so experience will also be all kinds of experiences.
Hello.
Pranams.
I was wondering, what do we focus on during meditation? I remember you mentioning about heart. I was trying to concentrate on breathing, or I was trying to imagine my heart is pumping. Like, what exactly do we try to focus on? Because it was difficult for me. It's my first time, so it was difficult for me to focus on one thing. And I have second question is, is there a minimum duration of time for daily practitioners who are like beginners to start with 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and what kind of environment we should be in while meditating? So these are a few questions I have.
I think you know all the answers. You would just need confirmation, perhaps.
Probably. Thank you.
Meditating on the heart, often doctors gets lost. They say, oh, which chamber should I meditate, upper, lower, auricle, or the ventricular? And dissecting the mind, the heart like that. I think it's more about a state of mind that pulls us towards the heart, the emotion part of it. You see, like when you think of your beloved, what triggers it? What sort of condition it creates in the heart? A joy. You feel that joy. Now, would you analyze that? How should I feel my beloved in my heart? We don't dissect that because you feel joy. Divinity we don't know. We are not exposed to that in that perceptible way. So we have these questions, how do I feel the divinity? You don't feel that way. We slowly start developing that affinity, affection. And then the journey begins like that. But the duration of meditation, let's start with 2 minutes, 10 minutes. It depends how much time you have at disposal. You like it, you continue. 10 minutes extends to 20 minutes, that extends to 40 minutes. So, but one should not meditate more than an hour at a time. If you feel like meditating afterward, take a break for 5-10 minutes and then start all over again. See, as far as environment is concerned, it should be, quiet perhaps. Make sure your phones are not troubling you. The question is any specific time of the day. With closed eyes or open eyes? Okay. Well, as I said earlier, let's have a scientific approach to this meditation. Any spiritual practice, though, there is only one intention. How to make our available consciousness soar higher into sky of superconsciousness and allow it to plunge into the deepest ocean of our subconscious mind. So one has to keep this in mind, see, that I need to soar from beyond this film of consciousness that I'm enjoying with. So that's the beauty of this heartfulness meditation because of this transmission. See. So environment, you select what can promote it. See. Daytime, nighttime, what is the purpose? You want to go deeper into your subconscious? Choose the night. You want to soar higher into superconscious? Choose the early mornings. Both will be fine. Any time, any day. It's good time. Given our goal is set at the highest, realizing we are one with the Absolute. I don't understand what is meant when Babaji says the highest a human can reach is the last circle before becoming one with the Absolute. I would not like to answer this. Can you show me God? How could you answer such a question? Can you show me God? So he answered this way, and I like that answer very much. He said, suppose if I show you God, how will you know it is God? So when we're talking about this absolute and all that, how would you know what I'm going to tell you is all about absolute? It's meaningless answer. I would like you to achieve such a state so that words become meaningless. Heartfulness meditation is all about creating such a spiritual state rather than talking about the spiritual states. That's the difference between religion and spirituality. And our approach to consciousness expansion is all about that. See? Okay. One last question we'll have. Okay.
Hello, Daaji. How are you?
Hello, sir.
So one observation, and wanted to ask you also, right? In terms of as humans, we are good, whatever we like, making religion out of it, right? In terms of a spiritual journey, how we can avoid it?
It's how to stop making religion out of a spiritual path. I think this tragic accident will definitely happen. Was Buddha a Buddhist? The master used to argue this way. He was not a Buddhist, but what became after him became Buddhism. See? Same thing with Christianity. What Lord Christ, Christian. What became after him is all Christianity. And so many other religions. Proponents, they didn't establish any religion. We created them. See? So I wish this heartfulness remain heartfulness without becoming some edge religion. Thank you all, and a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you all tomorrow again. Thank you. Thank you.